Viridian, The Green Guide. By Clouds. My head in the clouds, not coming down. Read by Shadow 5. Chapter 97. Care. Summary. Izuku gets lonely. Izuku didn't really know what had come over him last night, but he hadn't really known how to help Eraserhead, so he'd somehow decided that the best option was to lead him to people who could, and somehow he put the audacity out of nowhere to do just that. He picked at his lunch, angry that he couldn't help feeling almost jealous of Eraserhead, and then he felt guilty for being jealous, and he also felt a little bit like a hypocrite, which made him feel even more guilty, and the whole process was just illogical and stupid. But the truth was that Eraser actually had those people. Izuku didn't. He shouldn't be jealous. It sucked that one of Eraserhead's best friends was torn from him, but at least he had friends to tear away in the first place. Sure, Izuku had Mom, but she was his mother and was therefore obligated to love him, so it didn't feel like she counted. He had Kachan too, of course, but even if they were slowly figuring things out, Izuku couldn't say they were close. And then there was Denki. He was the closest Izuku had ever come to what Eraserhead had, but a big part of it still didn't feel real sometimes. He was just a quirkless weakling. How could he deserve the friendship of someone as amazing as Denki? Eraser would probably just roll his eyes if he could hear what Izuku was thinking right now. He'd probably say that friendship wasn't something people deserved, it was just something they tried to make work, but Izuku just couldn't figure out why every time he spiraled, he pushed Denki away. So, between being quirkless and his own bad habits, he didn't have a group of people to rely on like Eraser did, but Izuku wanted one. So badly. Which was exactly why he felt like a hypocrite. He hadn't even hesitated to drag Eraserhead to his friends when he was having a hard time, but how many times had Izuku just run away when Eraserhead tried to help him? He just felt like such a burden. He wanted to be comforted, but he didn't want to bother Eraser or Denki just because he was a little sad. It was like he just couldn't win. "Izuku, baby?" Mom's concerned voice startled him into dropping his fork. "Are you feeling all right? You've hardly touched your food." Izuku forced a bright smile. "I'm fine, Mom, really. I'm just a little tired, I guess." Mom gave him a kind look that made it clear she didn't believe a word of that. "You're worried about Kaminari and Katsuki, aren't you?" Izuku latched onto the half-truth like a lifeline, even though it was pretty much just an excuse for his mood. "Is it really that obvious?" "It's exactly what I would expect you to feel," Mom said. "They're trying to be heroes, so danger is a part of that, but that doesn't mean you aren't still going to be worried about them. If you'd gone into the hero course like you wanted to when you were younger, I would have worried about you too." "I'm sorry." Izuku shrunk in on himself. This was exactly why he was a vigilante, not a hero. "I don't want you to worry about me." Mom tilted her head. "Do you not want me to love you?" Izuku started and stared up at her with wide eyes. "What?" Mom giggled. "Well, you worry about the people you care about, baby. I worry because I love you, not because I don't trust you or because I think you're going to get yourself hurt. I just don't want you to be in pain." "Oh." Izuku's head spun slightly. "But I don't want people to worry about me." "I know, baby." Mom smiled sadly. "But it's part of what makes caring about someone worth it." Izuku bit his lip and let himself process that. "But don't you hate it? I don't want to hurt you, or Denki, or anyone. I just want you guys to be happy." Mom reached for his hand. "We are? You do more to make us happy than you do to make us worry." Izuku tried to hide a wince of guilt, but luckily his phone vibrated and gave him an excuse. It's Denki. He wants to meet up. Can I?" "You don't have to ask, Izuku. I trust you." Mom squeezed his hand. "Just don't push my way, okay? I know those old bullies tried to convince you otherwise, but you're allowed to have people that love you, baby." Izuku swallowed thickly and gave a jerky nod before rushing out. Denki's message hadn't been anything urgent, he didn't think, but at the same time, it hadn't been one of their normal, silly texts. It had sounded kinda serious and actually used proper punctuation for once, which wasn't a big deal, but with his conversation with Mom echoing in his head, he just wanted to let himself be worried about his friend. It was unfair how much easier it was to worry than to be worried about. When he got to the park, Denki grinned and jumped off the swings. "Hey dude, how have you been?" Instinctively, Izuku pushed all his tangled emotions aside. "I've been doing really well, so the doctors say you're good to go?" Denki nodded. Yeah, I mean, Recovery Girl had a lot to do with that, obviously, but classes are starting again tomorrow, so Bakugo and I are gonna be back just in time. That's awesome, Izuku grinned. So, your text sounded like you wanted to talk about something? Denki bit his lip in worry and led him over to a quiet corner behind some bushes, where they wouldn't be overheard. It's just... me and a bunch of others visited Bakugo this morning. Izuku froze, his brain conjuring worst-case scenarios faster than Denki could generate lightning. Had Kachan told him about Izuku being Viridian? Why would he do that when he hadn't even told Ereza? Oh no, what if Kachan had said something about their relationship in middle school and made it seem really bad and how Denki was angry? Or what if... Denki was too wrapped up in his own thoughts to realize that Izuku was panicking. We ended up meeting a friend of his, a friend with multiple quirks. Oh. Izuku's panic attacks started to stop. That must have been interesting. It was weird. Denki let out a stressed chuckle. I really wanted to talk to him more about One for All, but, like, you're not even supposed to know, and I don't think we were supposed to know about him either, but, it just sort of happened. Also, remember when you said that most quirk transfers are because of villains? I don't think this guy got to choose whether or not to accept. Izuku nodded. Yeah, you were lucky it was a hero that approached you. I don't know. The difference are just... Denki shrugged. He gets to interact with his past holders all the time, but I have to shut out to even think about talking to mine. It almost makes me feel lonely by comparison. I'm sorry. I know I'm not in your head, but... Izuku nudged him gently. At least you have me. Denki laughed. Yeah, I do. But let's be honest. If you were in my head, I'd be a lot smarter. Izuku rolled his eyes. You are smart, Denks. I've already told you that. He gave him a cheeky grin. And maybe if you say it another 100 times, I'll actually start to believe you. Izuku pouted. Stubborn? Why won't you believe me? Well, maybe you should believe me, Denki insisted. You're one of the coolest people I know. Izuku gave him a look. You are literally in the hero course. I can't even compete. Denki shrugged. They didn't teach me how to fight. They didn't help me adjust to a whole new quirk. They didn't even have to suffer through half of my bad flirting attempts. You're getting better, Izuku defended. And I wasn't suffering? Oh? Denki wiggled his eyebrows. Are you saying you like me flirting with you? I can do it more often if that's the case. Never mind, Izuku blushed. You need all the practice you can get. Is that permission? Denki asked. Because I can keep heaping on the pickup lines all day. Who knows, I might even mean some of them. Denki froze a half second later as he seemingly realized what he'd said. No, not that I don't mean them. You're amazing, and any guy would be lucky to... not that, sorry. I mean, you deserve the compliments, not the flirting. Not that you don't deserve the flirting too, but, will you just take away the shovel so I can stop digging? Izuku just stared at him. Thanks. Do you like me? No. Yes? I'm not sure. Denki hunched in on himself. I don't know, I guess. I know you're super cool and sweet and nice and everything that I could like in a guy, so I don't know if I just like you as a best friend or if it could be something more and I'm just too scared of losing you. But considering that I basically just confessed because of dumb flirts, I think it's probably just that I like you. I'm sorry this is awkward. Can we just forget this ever happened? I mean, I think I still have the shovel, so can we just bury this entire conversation in the hole I just dug for myself? Izuku giggled. I don't think you could ever lose me, not unless you wanted to, in which case it would make me really sad, but I'd leave you alone. You're basically the best friend I've ever had, and you're willing to put up with me when no one else is, so... I'm not putting up with you, Izuku, Denki pouted. I really do like spending time with you. And I like spending time with you, Izuku said. But you don't have to feel obligated to like me just because we spend a lot of time together. But I do like you, Denki groaned. Or at least I think I do. Why am I feeling so confusing? I mean, do you like me? I care about you, Izuku answered finally. I mean, Mom says that you worry about people you care about, and I worry about you, and I enjoy spending time with you, but I don't think it matters whether I like you that way or not, because you deserve better than a quirkless loser who can't stop running away from his problems. Denki looked at him incredulously for a long moment. You did not just talk about my friend that way. Izuku wrinkled his nose in confusion. What? No. Denki nodded resolutely and grabbed his hand. No, I'm not gonna let you sell yourself short like that. What? Izuku's fighting instincts were the only thing that kept him from stumbling, as Denki dragged him out of the bushes and started pulling him down the street. Thanks, what are you? I'm taking you on a date, Denki said. There was a light blush on his cheeks, but he didn't let his embarrassment stop him as he kept pulling Izuku down the street. I'm gonna show you that you deserve to be cared about, and if you don't like me by the end of it, then we just call it a boys' day and stay best friends, okay? Denki, you don't have to feel obligated to... Izuku insisted, but Denki cut him off. You aren't an obligation, Izuku. The fire in Denki's eyes took Izuku's breath away as he stared at him in determination. And I'm about to do my best to prove it. Oh my gosh! Denki confessed to Izuku that he likes him, and they're going on a date! They are going on a date! Yes! It's just so cute. But anyways, guys, I hope you all enjoyed chapter 97 of Viridian the Green Guide, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!